All right, here we go. This is going to be our last video for Excel and stocks. The last time we talked about how to format, certain cells, how to put dollar signs in, what yield means, it's your gain or loss compared to where you started at. And then we showed in a percent, in which we always go to 2 decimals. Today's video is going to be all about how to represent your data in a visual form. So first off, what I'm gonna go ahead and do is update our current price. Probably should have had that done before the video, but I didn't, so I'm gonna do it right now. Apple, again, the stock is market's pretty much down. Our pre-market is, however, though I'm gonna still just stick with the big black number before the market opens at 140.64. And then Microsoft MSFT. $64.98. Tesla. $263.16. And Disney. 12.14. All right, so what we're going to go ahead and do is just represent our stock portfolio in a visual graph. So meaning if we have these 4 stocks, we want to see where each one, with the current cost, where each one of these compared to each other when it comes to being diverse, or if one stock is taking up half our portfolio, maybe that means we need to kind of diversify ourselves a little bit more. By what I mean by diversify is kind of like don't put all your eggs in one basket. You want to go ahead and have multiple stocks so that if like 1 or 2 are going down, the other ones can bring it back up, and you're hoping that over time your portfolio actually increases. So what I'm going to do is we're going to represent data right here as a pie chart. Think of this as this is 100% of all of our stocks, and we're going to show it, represent each one to each other in a pie chart. So in order to select everything you need, yes, you can click and drag, I see that, but if you need to click and drag and select 2 non-adjacent cells, as you can see, this column and column H are next to each other, first you select your company names or your ticker symbols, whichever one you want. Select your company names, you're going to hold down Control, and you're going to select your initial costs. Now, sometimes it does matter, sometimes it doesn't. I've seen it both ways. Things to keep in mind, if you're selecting top down in company name, select top down in initial cost. That way, if there is any confusion, Excel should know that the numbers straight across from it are the ones that go together, meaning Apple goes with this one, Microsoft goes with that one, so on and so forth. So once you've selected your first data, hold down Control, select your second set of data, and then you're going to go up to Insert, Charts. There are some quick ones you could do right here. I always suggest you go to the dialog box, which is this. This is 2016, so if you've got some a little bit older, yours is going to kind of look like this with all your different types of charts, and then the different charts from that group up here. So since we're going to do a pie chart, I'm going to click this, and I'm going to go ahead and click 3D pie, and I'm going to hit OK. Once you do that, it represents a nice little pie chart of everything that you see here, and a nice little legend on the bottom. However, though, in class we did include cash because cash is part of our portfolio. So I'm going to go ahead and include cash in this and show you how to bring that in. All right, so underneath company name, just a couple down, just going to type in cash, and then cash is how much cash do we have remaining after spending all this on stocks, because technically in your portfolio you've got all the stocks that you've had plus your cash remaining, because technically we invested $100,000 and we want to know out of our $100,000 where is it all placed. So what we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to reference our cash left over to spend, which is how much cash we have left, down to this cell right here. So it's a simple equal sign, go to money left to spend, hit enter, and there you go. So now our portfolio consists of Apple, Microsoft, Tesla, Walt Disney, and holding down control cash and their cost, where we spent it all, like so. Go to insert, hit the dialog box, pie chart, and hit OK. So the reason why we do this is now you got a nice little snapshot of where all your money is technically located. So if you were to take a look at this, let's see here, let's go ahead and bring up data labels. It's kind of hard to tell the difference between this blue right here and this blue right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click my chart once, right click, and we're going to add data labels. And that's going to show us the amount of money in each one. As you can see, cash is overwhelmingly over 50% of our portfolio, followed by Tesla and then Walt Disney. And you can see that Apple and Microsoft make up a little bit, looks like about, I'd say 10%, a little bit less than 10%. So it's a nice way to kind of get a visual of how diverse you are. As you can see here, I could probably afford to spend a little bit more cash on some other types of stock. These ones right here, Tesla and Walt Disney, are pretty good. Don't seem to be too overwhelming part of my portfolio. Next thing is we're going to go ahead and change our chart title. All you do is just click it and type in my portfolio. And again, if this isn't located on your chart right away, one thing I do want to take note is take a look up here on your ribbon. There are only, you know, the normal tabs up here, but once you select your chart, 2 or 3, if you got an older version, will pop up here on chart tools. You got design and format. And then if you've got your design, you can add a chart element, which is chart title, data labels, legend, so on and so forth, which will adjust this. So if you did not have a chart title, you can do a chart title, and then it will go ahead and, you know, give you options for them. The next thing that you could do is you can actually change how your chart looks. So for instance, you've got these chart styles, like things that are pre-built for Microsoft Excel, meaning these are probably the most commonly used ones, and they're quick, they're already formatted for you. So some of them are beveled, some of them have shadows to them, and so forth. However, though, a lot of you guys probably want to customize them yourself. So what I do is I just go ahead. Now, again, once you select it once, notice you get dots around everything. So you're selecting your whole pie chart. If you just want to adjust one piece of pie out of here, you select it one more time. Notice you've got your dots around them. Then we're going to go up to format. And this is where you've got your shape fill, where you can kind of customize it to whatever color you want. You can also put a gradient in there. You can go in more gradients and create your own. So for instance, I'm just going to go ahead and quickly change a couple of them, nothing big, just to go ahead and show you exactly how they look. All right. Last thing I'm going to go ahead and show you is if you click them and you drag outwards, notice you can explode the pie a little bit, kind of make it look a little bit more easier to read and distinguish between the two. Now, sometimes people might not want the actual dollar amounts. Instead, they might want you to represent your portfolio as a percentage. If that's the case, it's just going back to your data labels. So again, I'm going to click it once to select every piece of pie in the pie chart, right click. I'm going to go to Format Data Labels. You'll get this over here where you got value. You can turn your value off and turn your percentage on just like so. All right. Other than that, I'm going to show you one more chart, and that chart is going to be how to graph your yields for each one of them. All right. Again, yields is how much your stocks or your money is working for you. So right now, Tesla was our best investment, yielding us 5% in a little bit over 5 days. So in 1 week, we made 5%. So to put that in perspective, if you would have put in $100 into Tesla in 5 days, you'd have $105. So what we're going to do is we're going to select the data we want. Again, we want the company name, and then we want the yield itself. So again, since we're going to compare the yields, not necessarily as a whole of 100, we're going to go and make a bar graph of this. So I'm going to click and highlight our company names. I'm going to hold down Control and select our yields. Next thing, I'm going to go up to Insert. I'm going to go to the charts again. And again, it's already saying a clustered bar. All right, these are the ones that they suggest to us. So I'm gonna go ahead and take this one right here just because I like vertical columns. I'm gonna hit OK, and I'm gonna bring it down just so you can see it. And this is a nice chart for it because now you can compare how well your yields are comparing to each one of all your other stocks. And again, we can put up here portfolio, portfolio yields. And then it's just like any other chart. Again, you get these two different things. You've got different styles for each ones that you can create. Or as before, you can click, remember when you click one, all of them will select. Click it again. Now you can go ahead and fill in your own shape for each one if you would like as well. I'm gonna leave that one alone because I don't even want to have to bother with it. And we'll turn this one just a little black. So, what else do I need to show you about this one? Again, each one has its own data labels again and whatnot. So, it's pretty much got the exact same options as what any other graph will have. You'll see the same thing. You right click, you can go to add data labels. There's your percentage data labels and all that. Right click, format data labels. You get this pop out. Yours will be an actual dialog box, but other than that, that's last thing I want to show you in Excel. I do want to go ahead and make note on one thing. On the test, I do ask you why a stock has gone up or down significantly. I just want to go ahead and make sure that we all know that all the information about why a stock is going up or down significantly, I mean over 10% or something like that, or more than negative 10% yield for the day, all that information can be found if you sort your news by date, and you will be able to read it in here. All right. This little snapshot right here, kind of need to know that, the company name, ticker symbol, its current price is here. You need to know the range. The range is for the day. So it's been as low as 111.68 and as high as 112.58. The 52-week range is how low it's been and how high it's been within a 52-week range, starting from today, dating all the way back to 3/27/2016. You need to know the average and volume of the stock, meaning how many shares have traded today already. So 91 shares of Walt Disney have already been traded. And on average, 5.79 million trade per day. The market cap, you need to know, is pretty much the value of the company in stock. All right, so this means Walt Disney is $177 billion worth. In order to get this number, you take its current price, or technically the close of the last day, and you will multiply by the number of shares, 1.58 billion, and you should get something pretty close to $177 billion. All right, test is tomorrow. Make sure you study up, ask questions if you need to. I will see you guys in class.